Perfect.
All right, everybody, what's going on? And welcome to today's edition of SWAC Talk. This is the show we cover the SWAC inside and out. And of course, I'm your tour guide around the SWAC. See what's coming at you. And today we got another episode of our Chopping It Up series. Today we have the newest member of the Southern University football team, Mr. Khristian Zachary. We're going to bring him on in 1 second. Before we get started with that, man, y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. We done crossed over 900. Making our way up to 1,000, so we making that march to 1K. Thank y'all for hitting us over the 900 mark, and I appreciate it early for getting us to the 1K. Support the Patreon, patreon.com/swagtalk. You can join the $3 level, which gives you access to group chat and being able to suggest topics for Swag Smoke and Swag Talk. $5 level that gives you both of those, but also gives you access to join our monthly Swag Smoke roundtable. So y'all make sure y'all support the Patreon. Hit the socials, Facebook, Swag Talk, Instagram, Swag Talk, Twitter, Swag Talk 76, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell, like the video. So let me bring on our special guest today. This is Mr. Khristian Zachary, aka the Rev. How you doing today?
Man, I'm doing good, man. I'm blessed to be a blessing, man. God is good. You know, it's time to get started, man, for sure.
Well, first off, thank you. Second of all, I want to start with the Rev, man. Where did you get that name from?
Well, I've been preaching since high school, man. You know, I was preaching at the lunch table, just talking how good God is, man. God has blessed me in my life. And I just always, God put a light in me. God put a gift in me. I love to preach the word of God and, get people closer to God. And, me playing sports, people used to say I'm baptizing people. When I said so it just came naturally. So it's awesome.
Well, I hope to see you baptize a few quarterbacks, just to indoctrinate, get them right, but we'll get to that in a second. Let's start at the beginning. When did you start playing football?
Well, I played football ever since I was 7 years old. My mom used to take me to, which is ironic, she used to take me to this thing called the Blue Devils. It was, for elementary, like 6, something like that. And I played football there. And the coach was like, man, Khristian, you really, you're really good. If you really tried, you'll be a dog. So, that's kind of where my journey began,
So were you always a lineman, or were you a bigger kid, or do you have a growth spurt?
I was always like tall, but I was skinny. So I was more like a rusher, you know what I mean? I wasn't always, so it grew on me,
So after playing, up the ranks, you get to high school. First off, where did you go to high school?
Well, I went to like 5 different high schools. I went to Fayetteville, Noonan, Central, Landmark, Carrollton. I've been everywhere, man. It's,
So with you kind of bouncing around, how was your football career in high school?
It was amazing. I mean, I feel like playing at every high school gave me a new, something to my game. You know what I'm saying? When I went to Fayette County, I was skinny. So I had to kind of learn how to finesse a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But I played in a system. When I went to Central, I just had to be a dog because, it was a lower level. So you just have to be a dog and just dog it out. So that's where I got my aggression and my, make a play mindset. Landmark was a little bit more like working on my skills. Coach Peters was a great coach for me. He coaches at Creekside now, and he really coached me good. And then I went to Carrollton, and I had to play within the system, but I was still able to take all the things I had from those previous schools to like really make sure my game was on point. Shout out to Dwight Johnson, shout out to Chuck Smith. Those guys really helped me become the guy I was as far as skill wise. So I just gotta thank them. So my high school career was great.
And I know from, I lived in Georgia for like a couple years, but I know football, high school football in Georgia is serious business. So you have to bring it no matter what level you play on. They got some serious talent in that state. So being able to play, like you said, different classifications, different schools, definitely can help you sharpen your skills and get you ready.
Oh yeah, for sure. You gotta have it.
So coming out of first before we go to that, did you play any other sports in high school?
I played basketball. I was a baller. You know, a lot of people don't believe me, but I used to play point guard. I used to shoot threes. I used to do my thing, man. But over time, they're like, man, you got to choose football because you don't know how to dribble like that.
Yeah, I mean, being that's the one position that you have to be able to handle the ball. I mean, if you can't, you can't really control the ball consistently. You find yourself on the short end of the stick. I was a 6-foot guard that couldn't really dribble, so my options was limited. So I understand, but I'm a basketball guy first and foremost. But I love to talk to guys who played more than one sport because I feel like being a multi-sport athlete, it gives you a dedication that other people don't have because you have to know how to, take care of everything. You got to be detail oriented. You can't, you got this going on, then you got this going on. You got skills that can translate from one to other. So I love to hear guys that played multiple sports. That's always a plus for me.
Facts.
So how was your recruitment coming out of high school?
Man, it was a blessing. I got offers from Bama. This any school, any Power 5 school you can think of, is the offer I got. You know what I'm saying? But it was amazing. You know what I'm saying? It didn't start till my junior year, really. I was a little bit, under the radar, underrated. And then I went to this thing called the Georgia League Classic with Rusty Manziel.
Mm.
And once I had like 10 sacks that game. Everybody knew me. Tennessee followed me on the same day. The moment I made that play, man, we got to offer the ref. So, I was getting offers from everywhere, and it was really a blessing. Like it was amazing. So, yeah.
So do you feel like it was for some guys it can be a little overwhelming? Did you feel like all that attention coming kind of all at once? Did you feel like that was a little overwhelming for you?
What's amazing? God put it in my spirit since I was a freshman that I was going to get Power 5 offers. You know what I'm saying? No one believed me. I was at a small little school. No one believed me, but I kept on telling people, listen, I'm going to get Power 5 offers. And I don't know why, but God put that in my spirit. So when it happened, it didn't surprise me. I was like, this is what's supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying? Of course you get excited. You know what I'm saying? Of course you're like, man. But, God already told me, spoke to me about it. So I was like, okay, I already know. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
So what led you to Liberty?
Well, similar thing, man. My steps are ordered. God led me to Liberty. It is a Christian school. I guess that plays a part of it. But, ultimately, I believe God led me there. Now, was it the best experience for me? And was I able to do all the things I wanted to do there? No. You know what I'm saying? But that's life. And I believe my steps are ordered because I don't think I would ever go to Southern if I didn't go to Liberty. You know what I'm saying? And I believe my steps are ordered to go to Southern. And, yeah.
All right. So, and like you said, I mean, we have no control over anything that's in our life. Like you say, God puts you in certain places. God touches you to do certain things. I mean, I was never a media person, and God told me, start talking. I mean, I had something, I could bring to people. I never really wanted to do it. I had a guy tell me that it was something I might be good at. So I understand, and Coach Dooley is a coach that definitely believes in, following the word of God. He said he was ordered, his steps were ordered to go to Southern. So I know that's a good connection. Going into the transfer portal, how was that for you?
A lot of people, they get scared going in the portal. You know what I'm saying? They're scared of what's going to happen. I was just trusting God the whole time, and it was a good experience. I got to, your first time getting recruited, you're not looking for the same things now that you've been through the college system. Now you know exactly what type of scheme you want, what type of coaches you want to be around. You know exactly what you want. And I think, you know, doing it again, it gave me more of a mindset of what I need to look for. So I think it was amazing. You know, I was able to talk to coaches about football. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about your facility. I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? You have a great facility, but what is that going to do for me? Nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To go somewhere where they had a good scheme and where the coaches wanted me. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I ended up at Southern. So.
Yeah, I think one of the things that we say on our show a lot is, you know, facilities are like a great thing for fans to kind of rant and rave about. You know, I mean, once you get on the field, you know, those lazy rivers in the locker room and Xboxes in the lockers, that, you know, that don't win you games. You know, that stuff get you guys, but, you know, when it's time to strap up, you know, you still have to play 11 on 11. You know, you still got to block, tackle, and all of that. You know, facilities don't do all of that stuff. So, you know, I know some guys can get blinded by that kind of stuff, and, you know, certain places, if they don't have that might, you know, cause them to miss opportunity because they're chasing something else. So, you know, I do know from talking to a few guys that've been in the portal, they said exactly what you said. It's almost like being recruited another time. For some guys, if they didn't get recruited highly coming out of high school, then this is their opportunity to get that. If you were a guy like yourself that was recruited highly, then you don't need that sales pitch, you know, like they give you to get you out of high school. You heard that already. You know what that is. So you don't need that.
I need to watch some film to see the proof in the pudding. If you're saying one thing and then I watch the film, I see something else, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? There's a disconnect there, you know? But yeah.
Yeah, I like I said, I just love that's just one thing I love to hear from guys, because everybody has a different mindset when they go into it. Some guys want the attention because they didn't get it, so they want to get it now. And then some guys just about the business and they just want to, you know, play football. So I love to hear both sides of it. So what made you choose Southern? I know you were kind of led that direction, but, you know, you still had to kind of sit down and think. What was it that made you choose Southern?
Well, so I was already committed to Western Kentucky at the time, and I saw a DM that I had in my request. I was like, who is this man? Because he was talking how I talk. He was like, baptized the quarterback. I was like, what does this man talk about? You know what I'm saying? So I looked at the school, and I was like, oh, Southern University. I didn't think it was an HBCU, so I was like, okay. But then I looked back on there, and I was like, okay, let me take this man out. And I told him, I said, hey, give me a call, man. Give me a call. And I called him, and, man, he really was talking good ball, man. You know what I'm saying? He was talking some good ball, scheme that I felt comfortable with, like schemes that can really show my skills, schemes that are going to allow me to preach to the quarterbacks and preach to them linemen all the time. They ain't going to stop hearing me. They going to hear me the whole night. They're going to have a rough night. But, yeah, man, the scheme and the relationship I have with the coaches is what really took me to that next level. I was like, you know, I went up there on a visit, and New Orleans is beautiful, by the way. It's just a beautiful. And I talked to the coaches. We watched film together, and I just felt like it was a great fit. You know what I mean? And yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, they definitely run a scheme on defense that's going to allow you to get to the quarterback. Yeah. The defense last year had over 40 sacks, multiple tackles for loss. You know, the defensive line definitely drove the car, so to speak, allowing everybody else to eat. But everybody had their opportunity, and, you know, they still got a lot of young guys coming back that can still, you know, help with that. And they, you know, so I thought Southern defense was definitely a big improvement last season from the year before. Really got better, and that made the team a lot better. Defense actually scored 7 touchdowns last year, so that's another plus. You know, you create those turnovers and turn them immediately into points. You know, that kind of thing can help. You never know, you might get your hands on one and cross the goal line. You never know. But, you know, I just love the way they play defense. So, have you had any opportunity to talk to any other guys on the team yet?
Talked to Taj Brown. Taj Brown was real cool. We're guys that, you know, really want to get stuff done. You know what I'm saying? He's an older guy, and, you know, I'm an older guy too. So, you know, what we know what we need to do as a team, as a D line, to win championships and win games. And I'm excited to work with him for sure. It's gonna be lit.
Well, yeah, I mean that's a guy that came on strong last year. Well, I think he had 6 sacks. Was definitely a disruptive guy in that rotation on the D line. So, like I said, man, the opportunities are there, and I'm excited. To see you in action. Can you describe your game? How are there any players that you feel like influence who you are?
Aaron Donald.
Well, you can't get no better than that.
I was watching Aaron Donald since I was watching Aaron Donald since I was a kid, but when it was my junior year in high school, I would watch his tape and I'll go outside and do the same things he would do. You know what I'm saying? I'll just do the same thing. Boom, boom, boom. And then once the season came around, I did it. Boom, sack. You know what I'm saying? So Aaron Donald for sure. He's a hard worker. He leads by example. And those are the type of things that I do, that I love to do naturally. And, you know, he does his thing. And, you know, I'm ready to do the same thing. So, you know, Aaron Donald is definitely one of the guys that I look at, you know, football-wise. And for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. As a guy, I love to watch play, you know, as long as he's not playing my team. You know, I love to watch him. I love to watch him play because he's disruptive. You know, he can line up inside and tear you up. He can slide outside, you know, and he got a motor that won't quit. You know, he's going to play from sideline to sideline. I mean, like you remember in the Super Bowl against the Bengals, he had a big play on the sideline. You know, I mean, guys like that not supposed to chase down quarterbacks, you know, on the sideline. So he, you know, and he just got like you said, motor won't quit. He disciplined, he's aggressive, he's hard working, he's a leader. And I mean, there's no better guy, you know, to model yourself after because that's a consummate pro, and he does everything the right way.
I'm saying that, you know, yeah, Aaron Donald's an amazing player, man, and I'm excited to see what he does this year too. If he has any new moves and stuff like that, but yeah,
a guy like that constantly putting in work, and you know, his footwork and his hands are just, you know, he's a master. You know what I mean? It's like that's the pinnacle for anybody to watch play. Have you oh, go ahead.
But if you see how he works, you know, it's like not surprising. Like he puts the work in. You know what I'm saying? So like that's my thing. If I put the same amount of work and more than what he's doing, you know, you're gonna get those results. So it's like, you know, he works for that. Like you see his videos with the hoop drill, he be doing that ta-da, 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 ta-da. You know, if you do those things, you're gonna get the product. So, you know, that's what I, you know, work on myself with, like working hard, going at, you know what I'm saying, every day, consistency, boom, boom, boom. You're gonna get the surprise, you're gonna get the reward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, because it's like, you know, like people say, the game should not be the hardest thing. Your practice and your work before a game should make the game be a lot easier, you know, because everything that you did leading up to the game, you should be able to do it in action, and you know, you see your results. So, you know, you work hard, and the hard work always pay off. You can always tell the guys that work over the guys who just got the natural ability. You know what I mean? And sooner or later, the line gonna get drawn, and your natural ability gonna take you so far. So you want to be great, you got to work. That's a lesson for the kids out there.
Amen.
So like I was gonna say before, have you had any opportunity to kind of look at the SWAC itself? Do you know anything about it?
I mean, I know about the Bayou Classic. I know about the Celebration Bowl they have in Atlanta, which is where I'm from. So, you know, that's lit. I'm about all my grandmas, grannies, aunties, uncles. Look out, man. So it's gonna be lit. But you know, I know the SWAC, you know, they throw the ball a little bit. But you know, that's pretty much it. I mean, you know, I'm still new to it, you know what I'm saying? But I know that HBCUs have a lot of culture, and SWAC has a lot of culture and history. And I'm excited to be a part of the history in the SWAC for sure.
Well, I'll give you one tip that you can take and you can carry with you from now to the start of the season. Almost everybody on Southern schedule, other than maybe one or two teams, has a new quarterback with not a lot of experience. So if you wanna get familiar with, you know, getting guys familiar with who you are, young quarterbacks, inexperienced quarterbacks are always a prime opportunity for somebody to make a mistake and capitalize. So that's a little tidbit from me to you. I've been looking at a lot of quarterback play this season, and I'm not saying guys aren't good. I'm just saying they're not experienced. So you can pull some things.
They need a baptism, right?
Oh yeah, of course. Hey,
boom, boom. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, just hold a head, put them down, get them back up. So that's just a little tidbit I wanted to share with you. There you go. So that can kind of give you an idea of what you're facing, week in and week out, because a lot of teams have young quarterbacks this season. So it's gonna be a nice introduction for you to them. Do you have any thing in particular like that you're looking forward to this season? Or you just
I'm just ready to ball. Man. Honestly, man. I'm ready to ball. That's it. That's all I got. I'm ready.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Just know that Southern fans follow their team. So your first game is in Montgomery on September 2nd. Pretty much all of us will be there. I'm at every game, home or away. So we don't miss a game. It's family. People say everywhere is family, but Southern is definitely family. So when you join the Jaguar Nation, you're a family member from now to the end. Whether you play 1 year, play 2 years, whatever, you're a Jaguar. Once you put that uniform on, step on the campus, you family. It don't matter. So welcome to the family. I definitely want to say that. Do you have any goals for the season?
Well, I want to break the sack record.
All right, that's good. Hey, we had a guy come through a couple years ago that named Jordan Lewis, had a really solid season. I gotta look at his numbers, but I know it's a double-digit number, so it can be done. Definitely can be done with our D line. It can be done.
It's gonna get done.
I like that, man. I interview guys from all teams, but I love to interview guys from Southern because selfishly, I like to hear them talk. They get me ready for the season. So you got me ready, man. I'm ready myself. So is there anything that you like to do before a game to get ready?
So the day before, I like to imagine plays that I make according to the defense. Like I think with the call and the play I make. So I'll think of a sack, or I'll think of a certain pressure we're running, and I'll think of that and imagine that making that play before the game. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Leave it, put that in my spirit. So when I go on the field, you know what I'm saying, it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I do before a game. I don't do any I got a relationship with Christ, so it might be something different. I might do a praise dance. I might pray. I might, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of different things I may do, but know that, God is my source and that he's going to be with me, before every pregame and, anything I do. So, yeah.
All right, that's good. Like I said, I always love to know. I always love to find out what guys do, because everybody's different. Some guys just like to kind of be all to themselves. Some guys need music. Some guys need somebody yelling at them. You never know, and it's always good to kind of get an idea of what everybody uses, because everybody needs something different to make them tick. I'm gonna ask you a few. Oh, go ahead.
I do listen to Hezekiah Walker. I will go in Jesus' name. I will go in. Hey, look at that video. This song right there, man. That gets hyped up. But yeah.
Hey, nothing wrong. Hey, I like that, man. Hey, keep it going. We're gonna do a few off the field questions, because I just as much as I like for everybody to hear the football side, I like for everybody to kind of know who the guy is himself. Because I do this mainly because when you play football, all you guys wear helmets. A lot of people don't necessarily know who you are, know what you look like. So I like to give them an idea of who you are on all angles, not just the football side, which is the side I love, but I like to allow my fans to know who you are as a person. So let's talk a little bit off the field stuff, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. So do you have a favorite food you like to eat?
I like tacos. I like steak. Yeah, that's what I like. I like steak.
Hey, that's right up my alley, man. I love I love both of them. Man, my wife made tacos yesterday, so hey,
Oof.
you can't beat a good steak. So
Be good taco. Can't be no lazy taco.
oh no, it's got to be nice and full. You can't put a little bit of everything in there. I need it like I like soft shell tacos, so I like it to be like to where you can't really close it. So
Yeah.
give me about 2 or 3 of those things, and I'm good to go, man. You can't beat that.
Yeah.
So, do you have a favorite athlete?
Aaron Donald.
Hey. What about a team? You got a team you like to watch? It don't have to necessarily just be football, but it can be
Like the
in
Saints.
any sport. Huh?
Like the Saints.
Well, we're gonna have to disagree on that one.
How you like Southern? You don't like the Saints?
Man, I'm a Cowboy fan, man. Don't say nothing about me now. I'm 46 years old, so when I was growing up, man, the Saints were I don't know if you remember when they used to talk about Saints had the bags on their heads, the fans. So they went to the playoffs like once in my early life, and I just gravitated to Dallas, man. I mean, obviously when you're young, you kind of gravitate to teams that's winning. My whole family likes Saints. I'm the oddball out, so I get
Jordan. Come on now.
There's some guys that play on the team I like. No, don't get me wrong, but I would rather watch Dallas, but Dallas ain't doing so hot right now. So I do like when the Saints lose because Dallas typically been losing lately. So I need that little bit of thing because if Dallas lose and the Saints win, everybody come at me. So I need that little bit of solace. But I do like the Pelicans though. I'm a huge Pelicans fan in basketball, so I go to a few games in New Orleans. I'm a LeBron fan first, so that's my guy. But I'm just not a Saints guy. Everybody look at me crazy when I say that, but I'm just not. I tried, man, but I couldn't do it. But I did enjoy that year they won the Super Bowl though. I was actually living in Florida at the time, but that was good. They deserved it. They worked hard and they earned it. But other than that, I can't really give them too much more than that though. So is there anything that you like to do in your spare time?
Yeah. I make music sometimes. I record a few songs. You know what I'm saying. I can rap a little bit. You know what I'm saying. Make some good music. I make movies. I want to be a director when I'm done with football, and I want to make films and stuff like that. So I might write a script, do something like that, things like that. And also. Sometimes I'll get different opportunities to minister or preach at different events. I just came from one. It was about these kids going to college. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to really, you know what I'm saying, tell them what to experience and what to expect from college and what mindset you're gonna need to be successful. And that was awesome. So I get a few events here or there to minister and preach. And it's awesome. So, yeah.
I like that, man. You're a well-rounded man. You like they say you're like a Renaissance man, like they say, man. Music, film, being able to minister to everybody, man. You're a very well-rounded guy, man. I like that. Sounds like you got a nice little path for yourself. Is there anything that you looking to accomplish? I mean, I know you want. I know football is the main goal, but is there anything that you looking to accomplish, or like once you finish school?
I want my own production company. You know what I mean? Yeah, I want my own production company, and I'm making my own brand right now, Seven Nation. That's a brand that I'm repping. It's about the church. You know what I'm saying? Got to rep the church. And yeah, So I want to make my own brand, want my own production company. And when I get older, I want my own church. You know what I'm saying? And yeah.
I like that. So like I said, you mentioned your brand. Why don't you take a couple of seconds and promote it a little bit, man? Go ahead and put yourself out there.
It's on my hand, you know what I'm saying? That's a 7, Seven Nation. Basically, it's a Christian brand, man. Purpose fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? You gotta fulfill your purpose. God has put purpose in every one of y'all who's watching. God's put a purpose in you. Now is your time and it's your opportunity to put it out. You know what I'm saying? If God put the gift in you, then God has the path for you to use that gift. You know what I'm saying? And Seven Nation is gonna be doing music, movies, shows, all these different artistic things. And if you want to be a part of a movie, if you want to be part of directing, if you want to make music, guess what? You got Seven Nation. And, sooner or later, it will be all over the place. But guess what? Buy the merch, because that's the beginning. That's just the beginning.
That's the start. What I want you to do is when we get done, send me the info in a DM, and I'll put it on my description, so everybody can check you out, because I want everybody to kind of get the get the full effect of it. So y'all definitely take heed to what he's saying and check it out. We're gonna go ahead and start to wrap this on up. I definitely appreciate you for stopping by. Is there anything you want to say to the Jaguar Nation before we get out of here?
Hey, Jazz, get ready, man. It's about to be a sermon on the field. We finna bring that ring on our finger, man. It's finna get lit, man. Tune in. It's about to go down. Let's get it.
And we going to Atlanta, y'all. Don't even don't even.
I gotta take y'all back to where y'all from. Atlanta, man. Let's do it.
There
man.
You go. Let's do it.
Let's go.
All right, everybody. So this is the Rev, Khristian Zachary. Y'all gonna see him baptizing quarterbacks. I don't know if you have you had the opportunity to pick your number yet? I know you 77.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So y'all keep an eye on number 77. He's gonna be the guy getting up close and personal with all those QBs in the SWAC. So, like I said, I definitely want to thank you, man, for stopping by and chopping it up with us. I definitely appreciate it. You're more than welcome to keep in touch, man. Maybe after the season we could hook up again and kind of get an update on how everything went. So, again, thank you for stopping by, everybody. Y'all make sure y'all check out everything. You got any other socials you want to promote before we get out of here?
Reverend 777, Reverend triple TRPLE, and then the number 7. That's my Instagram. That's my Twitter. That's my TikTok. Follow me on all those things, man. Let's get it. Let's make this Seven Nation happen, man. Go Jags.
There you go. You heard it from the man himself. So we're gonna have all that information on our thumbnail and in our description, so they can check y'all, give you a follow. And that's gonna do it for us, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in, and we'll catch y'all on another edition of SWAC Talk. And we out of here.
You good?